Hello again, superheroes. Our essential question for today is, how can I efficiently solve large multiplication problems? And that word efficiently means without taking all day long. Because if you had a multiplication problem like this, we don't want yellow. If you had a multiplication problem like this, 88 times 53, and you tried to make 88 loops and put 53 dots in every single one, that would take you all day long. And as a wise person once said, nobody has time for that. The good news is that there are tricks for doing huge multiplication problems like that, but in order for them to work, you have to be really good at place value, you have to be really good at multiplication, and you have to be really good at addition. If you can do those three things, you can solve any multiplication problem in the whole world. So let's take a multiplication problem. Let's say 85 times 34. The first thing I'm going to do is place value. And I'm going to do that by using the expanded form that we learned last time. What is 85 in expanded form? It's 8 tens plus 5 ones. And now I'm going to do the same thing to 34. What is 34 in expanded form? It is 3 tens, which is 30, plus 4 ones. Now I have four numbers, 80, 5, 30, and 4. Because I have four numbers, I am going to draw a box that has four sections. Not too bad, right? Next, I'm not going to put my numbers in the box, I'm going to put them around them. So there's 80, there's 5, and there's 30, and there's 4. And I have just taken care of step 1, place value. Now I am on to step 2, which is multiplication. So we're going to multiply these numbers together. Now 80 times 30. That's a really huge number. We're not going to make 80 loops and 30 dots in each one, but because these are both multiples of 10, all we have to do is take 8 times 3, which is 24, and then tack on those place values. 1 0, 2 zeros. 2,400. 80, 30 times is 2,400. Now I'm going to multiply 80 times 4. I'm not going to make 80 loops with 4 dots in each one, but I am going to take 8 times 4. And you have strategies for solving that if you don't have it memorized. The answer is 32. And I'm going to tack on zeros. There's not a 0 next to 4, but there is 1 next to 8. So I put 1 0. The answer to 80 4 times is 320. Now I'm going to take 5 times 30. I'm not going to count by 5 30 times, but I am going to take 5 times 3, which hopefully you know is 15. And then I'm going to add as many zeros as I have in the problem. No zeros next to 5 and 1 0 next to 30. 5 times 30 equals 150. Remember, that's the same as 5 times 3 tens. And now I simply have 5 times 4. And I don't have to do any kind of magic tricks with that. I just write the answer down. And I have taken care of step 2, and I am ready to move on to step 3, addition. We are now going to add all of our products. That means the answers in the boxes. We're going to add them all together. It's going to be very important that we keep our place value organized here. 2,400 plus 320 plus 150 plus 20. And now I add it all together. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 equals 0. 0 plus 2 equals 2. Plus 5 equals 7. 7 plus 2 equals 9. 4 plus 3 equals 7. Plus 1 more equals 8. And 2 plus nothing at all equals 2. 85 times 34 equals 2,890. I solve that by doing three things. First, using place value. Secondly, using multiplication. And third, using addition. Let's practice another one. Let's do 68 times 23. Step number 1, place value. I'm going to turn these into expanded form. 68 in expanded form is 60 plus 8. And 23 in expanded form is 20 plus 3. I now have four numbers, 60, 8, 20, and 3. So I'm going to make a box with 4 sections. If I had more numbers than that, I would make a box with more, I would make a box with more sections. I'm now going to move these numbers down around the box, not into the box, around the box. 60, 8, 20, 3. And I am finished with step number 1, which was place value. I am now moving on to step number 2, which is multiplication. I have to multiply these numbers together. 60 times 20, I'm not going to make 60 loops and groups, but I will take 6 times 2, which is 12, and then I'm going to tack on that 0 and that 0. 60 times 2 equals 1,200. Now I'll do 60 times 3. Not going to make 60 loops and groups with 3 dots in each one, but I am going to take 6 times 3. The answer is 18. There is not a 0 on the 3, and there is 1 0 on the 60, so I put on 1 0. 60 3 times is 180. 8 times 20, I'm going to take 8 times 2, because it would take me a long time to make 8 loops with 20 dots in each one. 8 times 2 is 16. There is not a 0 next to 8. There is 1 0 next to 20, so 1 0 is what I write down. 8 times 20 equals 160, and now 8 times 3, if I have to, I might make 8 loops and groups with 3 dots in each one. The answer is 24, and we have now completed step number 2, which was multiplication. We are now on to step number 3, which is addition, and I am going to add every single product I just came up with together. So I'm going to add 1,200, 180, 160, and 24. So 1,200. Always helps to use good handwriting. Make sure you are keeping your place value straight. That's 180, so I'm putting the 100 in the hundreds place. Also adding 160, also adding 24. I'm putting that 2 in the tens place because 24 is 2 tens plus 4 ones. Now I add them all together, and it's pretty easy math. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 4 equals 4. 0 plus 8 equals 8. 8 plus 6 equals 14, and 14 plus 2 equals 16. Using the standard algorithm, I carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. And 1 plus nothing at all equals 1. 68 multiplied 23 times equals 1,564. Now this is a lot of work we did on here. This is 3 steps that we did. It might seem like a lot of work, but believe me, it's way quicker than making 68 loops and putting 23 dots into every single one. Now you're going to get an opportunity to practice this on IXL. I want you to log on to IXL. I want you to select Math because you won't find anything we just talked about in Language Arts. I want you to go into 3rd grade, not because you're a 3rd grader necessarily, but just because that's where IXL keeps this skill, and select Section H, Skill 21. And most of it is going to focus on the addition. Even though there's 3 steps to this, most of what you're doing in IXL, Math, 3rd grade, H21 is focusing on addition because that's actually a part that students leave off a lot. They figure out the place value, they do all the multiplication, and then they forget to add to get the answer. So this is going to focus on the addition, but it's also going to show you the steps that happen beforehand to get to the addition part. So examine each problem, take your time, understand what you're looking at, and we're going to practice this more, believe me, as we go along. Great job, as always, and we will push this thinking further next time.